So today we're doing a training on Servomex Mini 5200. This is going to be on how to zero and span the analyzer. This is a Servomex 5200 right here. We have a UHP nitrogen and a UHP oxygen. Some of the things that we do need on these cylinders before hooking up is we're going to need a lot number attached to them. This gives us a way to recall the cylinders. And we also need this for analyzation. We need to have proper labels on them. So you got your UHP nitrogen, you have your UHP oxygen. Another big part of it is we're going to need attached and sometimes in a little pamphlet connected to the side of the valve is going to be a C of A. This is going to give us our purity levels. As you can see here, what our purity levels are is going to be a 99.9% purity or greater. So right now we're going to have Jesse start walking through the process of how to actually zero and span the analyzer. Now before we get started, when you need to zero and span the analyzer is at the start of every day or every time you get a new bulk load in. So anytime you have a delivery driver bring a bulk truck of oxygen, nitrogen, whatever it is, you have to come back and re-zero and span to test that bulk load. Okay, so from the very beginning here, Jesse right now, he is unthreading the sample hose off of the oxygen. He's going to put it on nitrogen. We're going to start with the UHP nitrogen sample first. Again, this is at the beginning of every day. So he's going to crack open the nitrogen and he's going to make sure that he is not putting any more than 5 psi through this sample hose. He's then going to take the hose and attach it to the analyzer barb. Okay, he's going to go to the cylinder selection key and he's going to go to the low O2 function and select. Okay, now the O2 analyzer is going to be searching for the O2 product in that cylinder. Now seeing how this cylinder is nitrogen, it should be reading a very low level on the analyzer. You can see we got two different readings here. We have our target and our reading. We want to get this down to a 0.1%. That's continually to drop as it's running the nitrogen through the analyzer. Okay, once he hits that reading, he's going to go ahead and hit the check mark, certifying that's where his target is going to remain. So now it's calibrating. Once it's calibrated, go ahead and hit the X mark, certifying that you do see that it is now certified. Okay, now Jesse's going to unthread the sample hose and he's going to take it to the UHP oxygen side. Now since what we're reading for is O2, we know that we're going to have to move to our high level side. So again, Jesse is making sure that we're reading no more than 5 psi on his regulator. He attaches the sample hose to the barb. He scrolls down to the high O2 reading, hits the X or the check mark, excuse me. Now you can see our reading level here is going to keep going up until it reaches its target amount. Now it's important to realize here that these Servomexes do have a little bit of a plus or a minus on here as far as percentage, so theoretically it should never read 100% with O2 because 100% oxygen does not exist, but it can get that reading going through the Servomex. Okay. So now what our reading that we have on here that Jesse's about to certify is a 99.9% reading. We know that it checks off. So now he's calibrating that analyzer to read 99.9%. It says calibration complete. Jesse verifies it, hits the check mark on it. Then he removes the sample gas from it. Your calibration machine of the Servomex Mini 5200 is now ready for daily use.